You have no wisdom teeth, 35%. Being born without wisdom teeth, called third molar agenesis, happens due to genetic variants and evolutionary changes in jaw size. As our diet softened, our jaws shrank, and the genes responsible for extra molars began switching off. You are under 18, 30% of humans. Being under 18 means you're part of roughly 2 billion people worldwide, making up about one-third of the global population. You are a super taster, 25% of humans. Some people taste bitterness up to 25 times stronger than others. If cruciferous vegetables, coffee, or alcohol hit you like poison, you might be part of this 1 in 4 group with hypersensitive taste buds. Naturally curly hair, 16% of humans. Tight curls form from uniquely shaped hair follicles. Their distribution is tied to ancestry and environment. Extremely common among people of African descent, far less common in East Asian populations, with Europeans falling somewhere in between. You are left-handed. 10% of humans. Only 1 in 10 humans writes with their left hand. Lefties often show different brain wiring, stronger in creativity, spatial reasoning, and pattern detection. Males are more likely to be left-handed due to testosterone's influence on brain lateralization in the womb. Colorblind. 8.3% of humans. 1 in 12 men sees muted reds and greens because the genes responsible are carried on the X chromosome. Women have 2X, so they rarely express the condition. You have a college degree, 6.5% of humans. Globally, only a small portion of adults hold higher education degrees. Canada leads with nearly 65%, followed by Ireland and South Korea. Education levels correlate strongly with income, healthcare access, and quality of life. Subscriber of Mr. Beast, 5.6% of humans. With 451 million YouTube subscribers, being part of the Mr. Beast audience places you inside a global digital phenomenon. LGBTQ+, self-identified globally, 4.5% of humans. Bisexual individuals make up the largest share, around 4%, compared to 3% for gay or lesbian. The number rises each year due to increased visibility, social acceptance, and better reporting. Younger generations identify at much higher rates than older ones. You have a third nipple, 3% of humans. Supernumerary nipples, or accessory nipples, appear along the embryonic milk line. They're harmless and more common in men. Most people don't even realize they have one. You have ADHD, 2.5% of humans. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder makes the brain run on 2 speeds, hyperdrive and nothingness. That's why you can hyperfocus for hours on something you love. But forget a task 30 seconds after hearing it. You have green eyes, 2% of humans. Green is the rarest major eye color on Earth. It results from low melanin combined with specific genetic variations that scatter light uniquely. Iceland and Northern Europe have the highest concentrations. You have red hair, 1.5% of humans. Fiery hair comes from mutations in the MC1R gene, making it the rarest natural hair color. Scotland and Ireland remain global hotspots. Redheads also tend to have higher pain sensitivity and different anesthesia responses. You are a fast reader. 1% of humans. A fast reader can typically read 400+ words per minute silently while maintaining strong comprehension, far surpassing the average reading speed of 200 to 300 words per minute. You are a millionaire. 1% of humans. Roughly 58 million adults worldwide have a net worth over $1 million. Considering that 70% of adults have under $10,000, reaching millionaire status places you in a very small global elite. Identical doppelganger, 0.74% of humans. Mathematically, most people have one unrelated person on Earth who looks almost exactly like them. The odds are about 1 in 135, yet most doppelgangers never cross paths. AB negative blood type, 0.6% of humans, the rarest major blood type on Earth. They are universal plasma donors, meaning anyone can receive their plasma. Only about 1 in 167 people have it. Your name is Emma or Jacob. 0.45% to 0.87% of humans. Roughly 1 in 115 girls are named Emma, and 1 in 222 boys are named Jacob. These names dominated the early 2000s and remain cultural favorites. Certified Genius IQ, 140 plus. 0.4% of humans, 1 in 250 people reach this level. These individuals excel in reasoning, memory, abstraction, and pattern recognition. Mensa considers 140 the entry point for high IQ. You have two different eye colors, 0.3% of humans. Heterochromia results from genetic variations or early developmental changes. It affects about 1 in 300 people and is one of the most visually striking features a human can have. You have an extra finger or toe, 0.2% of humans. Polydactyly, an ancient mutation, appears in 1 in 500 to 1,000 births. It's the most common congenital limb anomaly and often runs in families. You were born a triplet, 0.1% of humans. Natural triplets occur roughly 1 in 8,000 births, but with fertility treatments included, the modern overall rate is closer to 1 in 1,000. Living to 100 years old, 0.02% of humans, there are around 630,000 centenarians worldwide. Japan has the highest rate per capita, while the US has the largest number. With better healthcare, many countries predict that a third of today's babies could reach 100. You have a private jet, 0.01% of humans. There are about 23,000 to 24,000 private jets globally. Jet ownership is one of the clearest indicators of extreme wealth. Becoming an Olympic athlete, 0.0002% of humans. Only 1 in 500,000 people make it to the Olympics. It takes a combination of genetics, elite training, relentless discipline, and luck. Climbing Mount Everest, 0.00015% of humans. Over 12,800 summits have been recorded, but the mountain remains deadly. The fatality rate is about 1 in 37 overall and 1 in 10 in the death zone above 8,000 meters. You live in Antarctica, 0.0001% of humans. Summer populations reach 4,000 to 5,000, mostly researchers and staff. Winter drops to around 1,000. Statistically, you're more likely to be struck by lightning twice than leave here. Being a Nobel Prize winner, 0.000016% of humans. In 124 years, the Nobel Foundation has awarded prizes 633 times across all categories, recognizing 901 men, 67 women, and 28 organizations. Traveling to space, 0.000009% of humans. By June 2025, Blue Origin had carried its 70th astronaut and marked the 750th person in history to reach space. More than 800 people have already reserved tickets for future space flights. Commercial missions are increasing, but for the average human, the odds of ever leaving Earth remain astronomically low. You win a lottery jackpot, 0.0000034% of humans. Your odds of winning Powerball's top prize are 1 in 292,201,338. You're far more likely to be killed by a meteorite, roughly 1 in 700,000. You, 1 in 8 billion. There has never been, and will never be, another human with your exact mind, DNA, memories, and life experiences. One story in the universe. Maybe one day someone will step on Mars, but right now, there's only one you. I'll be making more videos like this. Subscribe to see them.